Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen tonight so that we may bring you the USC-UCLA football game live and in color from Los Angeles.
In tonight's game, the unbeaten Trojans of Southern California, the nation's #1 team, meet the Bruins of UCLA with a Rose Bowl berth to the winner. NCAA College Football, another ABC sports exclusive, is brought to you by Goodyear. More people ride on Goodyear tires than on any other kind. By Texaco and the many thousands of Texaco retailers and distributors in all 50 states. Trust Texaco to have the right gasoline for you. By Holiday Inn, the most accommodating people in the world. And by General Motors and the people who make Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Cadillac, Opel, and GMC trucks, all with the GM mark of excellence. This live color picture is of the ever-changing Los Angeles, California skyline. Yes, with its smog tonight. After several inches of rain during the week, we have a vast field, a natural turf here at Los Angeles Coliseum. Temperature 61 degrees. 93,000 eager fans await the arrivals of the teams, and here they are. First, the Trojans, the #1 team in the country, coached by John McKay. If they win or tie, they go to the Rose Bowl for the 5th straight year. But tonight they meet the 14th-ranked UCLA Bruins, who started their season with an upset victory over then #1 ranked Nebraska. Here are the Bruins of UCLA. This is the 42nd game between these two teams, and it's the 15th time in the series that a Rose Bowl bid has been the prize. UCLA, quarterbacked by Michigan's Tom Harmon's son, Mark, #7. While #6, Mike Ray, will handle the reins for the #1 ranked team in the country, undefeated Southern California, 9-0. UCLA, this is their 11th game. They won 8 and lost only 2. And Bud, after a long season, it all comes down to one game. It almost seems a shame, doesn't it?
It always seems to work out that way, and this is, of course, one of the great rivalries of college football. My old friend Red Sanders, who used to coach the Bruins, used to characterize the game by saying, it's not a matter of life and death, it's much more important than that.
Well, it is to both coaches and the 93,000 fans here. UCLA is the underdog, and I guess rightfully so, but they do have that upset win over Nebraska, the first game of the year.
UCLA is a wishbone team, and they've had a remarkably potent offense. They've been averaging almost 6 yards per play. Like all wishbone teams, they run the ball predominantly, but they've had more scoring passes than USC has had. The problem that they have tonight, you can see very clearly on the graphic. #1 in rushing defense for the season in college football at the University of Southern California thus far.
Of course, as Bud indicated, both teams can score. UCLA at an average of about 34 a game, and SC averaging about 40. So we really look forward to this showdown at sundown here in Los Angeles, California, between these two great Pacific 8 teams, Bud.
Well, I think the contrasting styles, Chris, will be very, very interesting. Wishbone, as we've already said, by UCLA, and a multiple offense by the University of Southern California. Southern California also has perhaps more depth than any college team that we've seen. They're 2 deep in the backfield, really 3 deep in some positions. Their line offensively averages 250 pounds across the line from tackle to tackle. They're big and strong, and they've got great balance between their passing game and their running game. In order to win, UCLA will have to have their offense move, but more importantly, their defense has got to be stronger than it has been thus far during the season. Southern California is very explosive. The game will rest on the defensive efforts of UCLA. And now let's go to Chris Schenkel for the player introductions.
First, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the Southern California Trojans at defensive tackle from Turlock, California, #92, Jeff Winans. Defensive back from Anaheim, #47, Steve Fate. Another defensive back from East Orange, New Jersey, #26, Charles Hinton. From Boise, Idaho, #94, John Grant. From San Diego, #77, Pete Adams. From San Fernando, #61, Alan Graff. From San Francisco, number 68, Mike Ryan. From Glendale, number 57, Dave Brown. From Fresno, number 89, Charles Young. From Compton, number 19, Edessel Gerritsen. At fullback from Santa Barbara, number 39, Sam Cunningham. And the quarterback from Lakewood, number 6, Mike Ray. And here's the head coach, John McKay. And now the starting defensive team for the UCLA Bruins. From Los Angeles, number 90, Cal Peterson. From Lindale, Texas, number 78, Jerry Roberts. From Torrance, California, number 64, Rich Basca. Number 68, Gerald Peak. From Oceanside, California, number 72, Tom Waddell. Baldwin Park, California, number 92, Fred McNeil. From Honolulu, Hawaii, number 56, Steve Ho-Kano. From Houston, number 51, Gene Settles. From Los Angeles, number 29, Alan Ellis. From Clearwater, Florida, number 20, Jimmy Allen. From Marion, Louisiana, number 38, Jimmy Bright. And the head coach of UCLA, Pepper Rogers.
The pregame activities have been concluded. We will return for the opening kickoff here in Memorial Coliseum at Los Angeles after this message.
Should my boy be a doctor? Or an architect? Or maybe a professor? Whatever he picks, he'll need training. That's where New York Life is helping. This life insurance guarantees my guy will have cash for college. Talk it over with your New York Life agent. It sure makes the future look a lot happier. Right, Professor?
Right.
Number 37, Bill May.
Almost anywhere you travel on business, you'll find a Holiday Inn close by. And in every major city, you have a choice of 2 or more. Chances are we can get you closer to your business. And that's important when people are depending on you.
Referee for today's game is Charlie O'Neill.
We can get you closer to your business. Holiday Inn, the most accommodating people in the world.
The underdog UCLA Bruins are in the blue and gold uniforms. They are the home team, as the Los Angeles Coliseum football field is the home field for both Los Angeles University football representatives. Number 1, Ephraim Herrera will do the kicking. He's the boy that kicked the field goal and beat Nebraska. Here is a great kick returner, Anthony Davis, number 28. Also deep is number 21, Alan Carter. Davis, at whom we're looking, averages about 28 yards on each kick return. So the moment the ball is touched, the clock starts, and this crucial battle is underway. A surprise kick coming down at about the 37-yard line. Kicked off the side of the foot of Herrera, intentionally, of course. And it was returned 5 yards here at the Los Angeles Coliseum as we look at the offensive line of the number 1 team in the country, the Trojans.
And you can tell that UCLA is going to go for broke tonight, leading off with an onside kick attempt. It's very important for the Bruins to play a good, solid first half and to stay close to USC in the first half. They've been in there where the pressure's tough, and they can finish very, very strongly if they can get a good bit of confidence in the first half.
Now the huge Trojan line is up at the 40 with a 1st and 10. Mike Ray, number 6, is the quarterback. 22 is Swan. Cunningham, 39. McNeil, 27. There goes Davis in motion. And the jitterbug steps of fullback Sam Cunningham from Santa Barbara for a very little gain. Has number 92 for the UCLA defense, Fred McNeil, whom you saw introduced prior to the game. Incidentally, the toss of the coin was held early, and SC had won it, so they elected to receive and defend the west goal, which is to our left here in Los Angeles. Again, the temperature 61 degrees. It's a perfect night for this cross-town rivalry. It's a classic. Now with the ball at the 41, it's a 2nd down and 9. J.K. McKay, son of the coach, is to the near side of the field. Here's Ray looking for a receiver. Hauling it in is Lynn Swan, number 22, and the number 1 team in the nation has moved into UCLA country to the 35, where Ho-Kano of Honolulu makes the tackle, a 19-yard gain.
Let's watch Swan coming out of the backfield. The end was down the field deep. Swan was in the gap between them. Fine field position on the 35-yard line. for Southern California.
Swan, 22, is averaging 20.5 yards per catch on the season. So now from the UCLA 35, SC with a 1st and 10. Edessel Garrison to the far side, but SC keeps it on the ground, and look at the high-stepping Anthony Davis, number 28. What a player. 11 touchdowns this year.
And the power I formation has not been used a great deal by Southern California prior to this game. They're picking the tailback Davis up in motion most of the time, but normally they've had 2 wide receivers, Swan out as a flanker, and their split end Garrison out on the other side with only 2 remaining backs. UCLA will have to adjust to the pattern they're using.
All right, it's another 1st and 10 for the Trojans. This time they have the ball at approximately the 23. And a great defensive play by number 90, Cal Peterson of Los Angeles, playing for the UCLA defense, which includes 73 Gunfer, Basker 64, Peak 68, Waddell 72, McNeil 92, Hohokano 56, Settles 51, Ellis 29, Fryer 22, and Allen 20.
The record of Southern California undefeated, ranked number 1 in the country. That last play, you noticed all the linemen pulling. They call it student body right, student body left, whichever way those linemen are going.
93,000 watching as SC has moved from its own 40 to the 23 of UCLA with a 2nd down and 10. No score in the game. Edessel Garrison split to the left. Mike Ray, the quarterback, looking for Garrison, goes to the other side. Double coverage on the deep receiver, Charles Young. 6 feet 4 inches tall. But the UCLA secondary had drifted along with him, which included Jimmy Allen 20 and 38 Jimmy Bright. So now it'll be a 3rd down and 10 for the Trojans. This is the very first series of downs. If you join us, we're at the Los Angeles Coliseum with the 2nd part of an NCAA exclusive doubleheader here on ABC television. The Cardinal of Southern California with the gold. Both bands are here, the Trojan Marching Band and the Golden Sound of UCLA. You'll see them at halftime as McKay goes to the far side. Mike Ray throws into the flat. Beautiful play to Davis. Davis is down near that forward stake, but I don't believe he got the necessary yardage for the 1st and 10, but they are in field goal range with a 4th down coming up as Waddell, 72, makes the tackle. Take a closer look now to the far side.
I would guess, Chris, that John McKay will simply try to make the 1st down. Although I guess rather a late decision, he's decided to take the shot at the field goal rather than try to pick up the 1st down.
The ball is on the 15, the stripe here on the natural turf, the Los Angeles Coliseum, and they need about 1.5 yards for a 1st down with a 4th down coming up. And of course, Mike Ray, the quarterback, does their field goal kicking, and on the year he is 7 of 9, so he's an accurate young man. As we have no score in the game, we'll return in a minute.
Your kids are scrapping and the dog is yapping and the house is falling down. And it ain't no joke when the TV's broke and the car don't work. Well, life can be so low down. It's time to ease back. Light up. Let TA Tobacco lighten up your day. It's all so easy. Naturally. TA Tobacco lightens up your day.
Right now is the time for winter tires. And at your Goodyear service store or participating dealer, you can get Goodyear Sure Grip winter tires with 192 deep, rugged cleats to give a big grip at this low price. Goodyear, America's best-selling winter tires.
Well, in the land of pretty people, the UCLA cheerleader now, as SC will try a field goal from the 22 plus the 10 of the end zone. The kick is coming up. It's a 32-yard attempt. No score, but now there is. The Trojans, number 1 in the country, take a 3-0 lead on Mike Ray's 32-yard field goal on the 4th down, 1.5. So with 12 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here at the Los Angeles Coliseum in the first quarter of play, it'll be the Trojans kicking off to the UCLA Bruins, who have 8 wins and 2 losses. They upset Nebraska the first game of the year, and last week they were upset by the Washington Huskies, and they lost to Michigan 26-9, losing to Washington 30-21.
Southern California scored 56 times that they've had the ball this season, and 25 of those have been by defensive turnovers. This one was total offense, moving them down the field to the 3 points.
There is that Trojan marching band as we look at number 21, Scribner, the reserve quarterback, and also 15, John Shara. There you see John moving towards Scribner now as they await Anthony Davis's kick. Davis is one of the offensive backs for John McKay's Trojans, and he has it teed up on the hash marks to the far side of the field in front of the UCLA cheering section. 93,000 watch Davis's kick. It's low and hard to field. Shara has it at the 11, moving out to the 15, the 20, 25, 30. Good run back of a low kick, difficult to handle. 21-yard return, as a matter of fact, on the part of Shara, as the tackle was made by Bollinger, a defensive end. And now for UCLA, Lyman, Walton, Leal, Gashler, Klosterman, Oliver, and Lassner. They may have another end in there. Blameyer, having 2 tight ends. We'll check it for you now as they have the ball at the 32. Yes, they have 2 tight ends now, but they split the far side one. And Tom Harmon's son, Mark, hands off to James McAllister, number 32, a real speedster, as they move the ball from the 32 up to about the 34, Bud.
The theory of having 2 tight ends by UCLA is to get the Southern California defenders playing on the wrong side. Mitchell likes to play over the tight end. Sims, the other end, likes to play in the split slot. By shifting the 2 ends in and out, they make Mitchell play the open side and Sims over the tight end.
Classic quarterback Mark Harmon, number 7, putting the ball in his halfback's midsection. James McAllister again on a 2nd down and 8 as SC leads 3-0, and John Grant quickly going lateral to make the tackle. Joined by Wood, number 83, and you see the ball now is just about at the 35 stripe. So it'll be a 3rd down and 7. We have 11 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter. SC leads UCLA 3-0. Blameyer, 81, to the near side of the field. And Mark Harmon carries it on his own, the 184-pounder. He gets a block from Randy Gashler, 65, his offensive center, and brings the ball up near the 40. Let's call it the 40, but it's a 4th down and 2 in UCLA territory.
And thus far, the shift of the ends has not caused Southern California a great deal of trouble.
Bruce Barnes is going to punt. He averages about 44 yards a kick as John McKay sends 2 of his speedsters back deep. This is the first punt of the game. Swan and Davis are deep. Swan 22, Davis 28. And it's out of bounds inside the Southern California 25. And it's a 36-yard kick, but it makes the Trojans start now from inside their own 25 as we look at Pepper Rogers, a graduate of Georgia Tech in 54, his 2nd year here at UCLA. He's been a head coach for 6 years, a great guy, and he certainly has brought UCLA along. Last year they won 2, lost 7, tied 1. Their record coming into this final showdown is 8 victories and 2 losses. So for his opponents, Southern California, it's Mike Ray calling signals. He sent Swan to the near side of the field from the 24. First down and going wide is Davis. And Davis is at the 40 now, midfield. And a touchdown-saving tackle.
And that was the Southern California basic formation and the basic sweep play.
Jimmy Bright made the tackle on number 28. Wow, 29-yard gallop. Here's a replay.
Let's watch the block on Peterson, number 90 of UCLA. That's the way to stay with it. And here he comes, having turned the corner. Maybe there's a little bit of a hook in there, too.
Now from the UCLA 46, a flank to the left, a split into the right. First down. Mike Ray, the quarterback, number 6. Peak, number 68, making the tackle, joined by 73, Rich Gunther.
Southern California had an open date last week, which at this time of the season is a tremendous help to you. You get all the bumps and bruises over, and you get rested up, and they certainly do look fast thus far.
There you see some of the team statistics and how impressive they have been here in the current NCAA season. Of course, Southern California has another game left on their schedule, but this is the one for the Pacific 8 Championship in the Rose Bowl, and to continue their hopes for a national championship. Here's a 2nd and 7, and Ray throws long. It's a bomb. Overthrown. It was intended for number 19, Edessel Garrison. Covering deep was Alan Ellis.
Great pass protection by the Southern California line. They had all day to throw.
Ray now has gone to the air 4 times. He has completed 2 for 33 yards. Coming into the game, he had completed 56% of his passes and 4 touchdowns. Mike Ray, number 6. Now they set their offensive formation. The I with the flank to the near side. The opposite side end is split on a 3rd down and 7 from UCLA 43. Ray into the flat. And with that second effort, it appears that SC retains possession, or did they? We'll wait and see where the official marked the forward progress. It is at the 38, so they are short of a first down by a little more than a yard. It is again 4th down. Last time they had 4th down, they kicked a 32-yard field goal to take a 3-0 lead. Coming up to the 10-minute mark of the first quarter here in Los Angeles.
And believe me, this is, again, a very confident Southern California team to surrender field position by going for the first down.
All right. Mike Ray, and he does it hopefully through the air. First down and more. There he is, number 89, 6'4" Charles Young, who has caught passes all year long and averaged 17.5 yards per catch as Jimmy Bright makes the tackle. SC has a first down at the UCLA 29.
That's defying the statistics and the percentages and then making it work.
Now, the coach's son, J.K. McKay, is split to the left. Great pass catcher. 1st and 10 from the 29. Ray on a keeper. And he does some hurdling here in the Coliseum. That was the site of the 1932 Olympic Games, when Babe Didrikson and Saharius won 3 gold medals. Gary Roberts was in on the tackle on Mike Ray. Ray had reached the 23. Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4, Bud.
Of the Bruins has not yet been able to fathom the attack being used. We were concerned about this before the game. They've been a really superb offensive team this year from the Wishbone. Defensively, not as strong, and Southern California is certainly putting it to them at the moment.
Rod McNeil, 27, is in the SC lineup on a 2nd down and 4. And Young, did he have possession?
They said no.
And, of course, that's good news for Southern California fans. Jimmy Bright hit him hard. Let's check how the top teams in the nation did today.
We're seeing the top team, Southern California, here against 14-ranked UCLA. Alabama won very easily against Virginia Tech. Michigan kicking a field goal in the 4th quarter to defeat Purdue, a close game. Oklahoma roaming over Nebraska, 31-7. And we'll have Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl on New Year's Eve.
And also next Thursday afternoon, Nebraska, Oklahoma here on ABC. It's a 3rd and 4. Look at that hole, and look at the run. Anthony Davis. Oh, he dances on his knees as he goes for his 12th touchdown of the year. It's 9-0, Trojans. 23 yards.
At this point in the season, you're always wondering, are the polls right? Are they honestly the best team in football? But let's take a look at this play, and it'll give you some ideas. We see Nebraska, number 5 ranked, winning 59-7. Just absolutely marvelous blocking. And that's the kind of speed that makes their attack go.
Now we try for the extra point. Mike Ray will do the booting. He's the quarterback. And the kick is up and good. So the number 1 team in the nation in 3 minutes and 50 seconds has scored twice. A 32-yard field goal, a drive of 76 yards to do it again. It's 10-0.
So just when I needed new tires...
The washing machine breaks down.
There's one emergency after another.
Say, do you have a MasterCharge card?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, MasterCharge is perfect for emergency. Lets you get what you need now, and then lets you stretch out your payments.
Stretch out your payments?
Well, you know what they say.
More than a credit card. It's a money manager.
MasterCharge.
Your first frosty glass of Schaefer beer. cold and smooth and rewarding. There's nothing like it, except your second frosty cold chafer. It's like having that first one all over again.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
And now look at the unsung heroes of football, Bud.
This is Peterson, the end for UCLA, dropping back. And watch Adams, number 77, the left tackle, come out for Southern California, taking to the ground. And now watch the top of your screen. There goes Davis, breaking past the official and taking it for the touchdown. You know, Chris, the idea of the skilled position being the flankers and people that catch it and throw it, the skilled positions to me are those guards and tackles, as Adams just showed us.
Right. Scribner and Shara are deep, awaiting Davis's kick following his touchdown. It's Shara from the goal line out to the 15, now the 20, and he's brought down at the 25. Here at the Coliseum, it is 10-0, SC leading, and Nebraska, whom you'll see on Thanksgiving Day against Oklahoma here on ABC, 59-7 over Kansas State. Penn State, as we'll see them in the Sugar Bowl against Oklahoma, 45-26 over Boston College.
Louisiana State playing tonight against Mississippi State. Texas defeating TCU 27-0.
That was quarterback Mark Harmon, number 7, handing off to 32, James McAllister. There he quickly jumps up, and you notice how these men up front and the linebackers for SC, how quick they are. They're huge as they come up fast. Ohio State will be on ABC a week from today against Michigan, and the same situation will prevail there, because whoever wins that game will go to the Rose Bowl and will meet the winner of this game tonight. That's a week from today, right here on ABC, Coast to Coast. There is Mark Harmon, great young quarterback, as he has a 2nd down and 5 from his own 30.
Marvelous pursuit by Southern California. They've got virtually 10 men closing as the ball is snapped, playing man for man against the split end, but 10 men are right along the line, coming up very rapidly.
Number 83 is Richard Wood. Number 85 in on that play was Dale Mitchell. Thus far, total yards. SC, as we look at their defense, but their offense, 123 yards. UCLA, 8 yards. Now the ball at the 28. A loss of 2. It's 3rd down and 7. SC leads by a score of 10-0 here in the first quarter, 7:24 to go. Beautiful call by Harmon. McAllister, 32, and it appears that UCLA has its initial first down. Lassner threw a block.
There'll be a lot of critical plays, but none more important than that. Had UCLA had to kick the ball away again behind 10-0, their confidence would have been at a low, low ebb. But this has given them a little lift as we see their parody of the Trojan horse.
Right. The wishbone for UCLA, 47 touchdowns in 10 games, 6 passing and 37 rushing. 6.2 yards, their average gain. Now with a 1st and 10 at the 36, Mark Harmon. Staying on the ground, and Kermit Johnson, number 37, carries the ball. These are the way that invitations have been sent out for the postseason bowls. The Sugar Bowl you'll see on ABC. Penn State against Oklahoma. Number 4 and number 6 in the nation. Then the Orange Bowl, Nebraska, Notre Dame. The Cotton Bowl, Alabama, Texas.
And the Rose Bowl will be the winner here, Chris, as you've mentioned, and the winner of the Ohio State-Michigan game that we'll have next Saturday.
And Saturday, December 30th in the afternoon at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville. It'll be Colorado-Auburn. And in the Liberty Bowl here on ABC, the night of December 19th, Georgia Tech is one team that's been invited. So, Mark Harmon now with a 1st down and 5 after a penalty. The 1st and 5, and let's see where the forward progress is marked as the ball was carried by Kermit Johnson as Wood looks on. James Sims made the stop.
Let's watch the defensive end, Sims, number 41. This is a little kind of a counter play, quick inside counter. He simply stands his ground, waits for the ball carrier to come to him, and playing his position perfectly.
Now from the 42, 2nd down and 4 for Mark Harmon of UCLA, number 7. And from the wishbone, they go across the 45. McAllister carrying. It's Tyler, the fullback, 33 in the halfback, so 32 McAllister, and number 37 Johnson.
It's tough yardage, but they're moving it fairly steadily.
These were the other bowls, Bud, that we were talking about. The winner tonight goes to the roll, and the winner of our telecast a week from today, Ohio State, Michigan from Columbus, will meet the winner of this baby.
And I'm looking forward to that game next Saturday.
I'm looking forward to this one, too, and we hope UCLA can hang in there because they're against the #1 team in the country. It's 10-0 here in the first quarter. UCLA with a 3rd and 1. And the explosiveness of the wishbone, fullback Randy Tyler. Number 33, +1. Artemis Parker, the single safety, made the tackle following a 21-yard run to the 35 of SC.
When you've got that many people along the line of scrimmage, if you can break it clean past the line of scrimmage, there's lots of daylight.
1st and 10 now for Mark Harmon and the UCLA Bruins from the wishbone with a split end to the far side at the SC 35. Now they bring that end in and split the near side at the bottom of your screen. Great ball handling and faking by the quarterback. And you see Wood, 83, in there again, and he takes his time in getting off the carrier, which happened to be Kermit Johnson. All this coming to you live and in color from the Los Angeles Coliseum before 93,000 fans. 4:45 to go in the first quarter. SC leads 10-0 as they kick a 32-yard field goal, and then march 76 yards in 8 plays to score. 2nd and 5 now from the 30. And gingerly moving up to the line was James McAllister, number 32. For very little gain, John Grant from Boise, Idaho, number 94. And number 83, Richard Wood of Elizabeth, New Jersey, there to make the stop.
And that gives you some idea of the powerful offense UCLA has developed off the wishbone. As they break the huddle this time, count the number of helmets that you'll see on the line of scrimmage for Southern California. They'll also move their strong side, short side people. Mitchell and Wood go to the tight end side. Anthony, Sims, and Fate go to the open side.
UCLA 3rd down and 4. Going to be very close. Mark Harmon, that bread and butter quarterback, who's been a sensation this year for the UCLA Bruins. And it's a 1st down for the Bruins. There's the referee, whose name is John Priestley.
How to explain the shifting of the ends one more time, too. Normally, the wishbone has a split end. Tonight, thus far, UCLA is playing with 2 tight ends. As they break the huddle, the Southern California linebackers will go to the tight end side, and then by shifting the split end back into tight and the other man out, theoretically, they've got the Trojan defense playing against people that are not used to looking at it.
And off to Randy Tyler, who had carried it 3 times before for 26 yards, and he moves from the SC 25 to the 21, bringing up a 2nd down and 6. SC leading 10-0.
And every time you watch a wishbone team play, you keep wondering when are they going to throw the ball because it comes as such a shock, and usually they're open.
Speaking of wishbone, on Thanksgiving afternoon, Bud, the first of a doubleheader here on ABC. It'll be Nebraska, Oklahoma from Lincoln. 2nd and 6 now for UCLA from the SC 21. Beautiful. Going to the 15 on a neat run was James McAllister and did a hole open up.
Let's watch number 83, the linebacker, sophomore linebacker, Wood. You can see him going with the first fake and then reading very well to come back and just nip McAllister, who had a good hole open and almost broken.
Defensively, number 70, George Follett, comes into the lineup. They take out Artemis Parker, a single safety out, because it's a 3rd down and 1 at the 16 of SC. UCLA with the ball. Carrying was Randy Tyler, hoping to get beyond that far forward stake. 1st down for the Bruins, so their drive is alive. The drive would begin at the 25, and they now have the 1st down at the Trojan 14 3/4. SC leads 10-0, 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This is the 13th play in this drive as we look at Mark Harmon, who looks a lot like his mother, Elise Knox, Mrs. Tom Harmon. And they just chip away at the Southern California defense. McAllister this time for a couple of yards. George Follett, who came into the lineup on the previous play, was there to make the tackle as the right guard, Steve Klosterman, was blocking for the Bruins, and the play stops at the 13, so it'll be about a 2nd down and 8. All right. The ball's closer to the 13, not the 14. 2nd and 8. A last-minute pitch. Beautiful ball handling. The pitch to Kermit Johnson.
I don't think, Chris, I've ever seen a defense that had as many men along the line of scrimmage out on the field as Southern California's playing.
Charles Phillip, a sophomore, number 49, for SC, made the stop. And let's see where the stop was made. At the 5. And it brings up a, let's see, 3rd down and about 2 feet, Bud.
And that's a good break for UCLA. That actually means that they've got 6 downs from approximately the 5-yard line if they can pick up the 1st down.
All right, number 81 goes to the far side. That is Gene Blemeyer. 3rd down and 2 feet. 1st and goal, I believe. Randy Tyler.
And that's the balance of that wishbone. The UCLA coaches felt before the game that the interior line would be strong enough to sustain the ball driving it straight ahead, which they've done. There's only been one wide play, that one pitch that put them down to the 5.
This is the 17th play of this drive that began at the 25 of UCLA. With only 11 seconds remaining in the first quarter, UCLA 1st and goal at the 2. They trail 10-0. Resetting the ends, and look at the SC defense now. Touchdown, Bruins! A beautiful 75-yard drive by the underdog Bruins. Plays. And boy, that's eating up the clock because it was 9 minutes when SC scored, and now time has expired in the first quarter.
This is the belly play off the wishbone. There's the first fake to the fullback, then the give to the 2nd man with the lead halfback Johnson blocking, and he's across the goal line for the score. Marvelous drive by UCLA.
And a McAllister touchdown makes it 10-6, and now Herrera makes it 10-7. In the battle for the Rose Bowl. Well, Bud, you can't say enough about the first quarter. With the second quarter coming up, we look forward to it. 10-7.
State Farm agent Bob Warnke lives in Cozad, Nebraska. It seems that everyone in town knows Bob. He's making a career out of helping them. He'll be there to help you, too, if your car's insured by State Farm and you run into trouble in Cozad. If you run into trouble somewhere else, just check the yellow pages.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. State Farm is there.
This is Castle Rock, just north of Moab, Utah. 9 years ago, Chevrolet put a new Impala and a pretty girl up here and made a commercial that people still talk about. The 73 Impala perched here today is an infinitely better car with power steering and power front disc brakes standard now, and an engine that runs a lot cleaner than engines used to. But some things haven't changed. Impala is still America's most popular car, and it is traditionally a leader in resale value. Chevrolet is building a better way to see the USA. Better than 9 years ago. Better than 9 months ago. Better than ever. 73 Impala, the great American value, again.
The lines of wisdom in the marvelous face of Casey Stengel, more accustomed to drives for the pennant with the Yankees than he is to football. But he's here at the Coliseum along with 92,999 others watching this game, and here's the man back deep, Anthony Davis for SC, as UCLA has just driven 75 yards in 17 plays against a top team to score 10-7. And here's going to be a fine run back up to about the 42-yard line. He was a man up front. We'll get his number for you in a moment. It was Manfred Moore, number 44, a junior from San Fernando.
You're trying to avoid kicking the ball deep because they're theoretically the dangerous runners back there, but anybody that gets it for SC is dangerous.
And Davis not only is deep, but he also kicks off for the Trojans. Here's the Trojan offense. Mighty, averaging 39 points a game. They've scored 10 thus far tonight on a 32-yard field goal and a drive of 76 yards in 8 plays. From their own 42, first down. Power I formation. The deep back. Anthony Davis. And the UCLA defense has plenty of lateral movement, too.
And the shift of the halfback, Cunningham, from one side to the other does to the UCLA defense the same thing the shift of the ends does when UCLA is on offense. It changes the short side to the strong side.
Here's their other scores. Auburn, a team that'll be in the Gator Bowl, defeated Georgia 27-10. North Carolina over Clemson 42-17. Here it is, North Carolina State, excuse me. We have a second down and 10 here at the Coliseum, live and in color. Moore's in the lineup for SC, number 44. Here's Mike Ray, the bomb. That was a close one. That was Edesso Garrison, and that was a tough play to call.
Garrison definitely thought that he was interfered with. Let's take a look at it. Fly pattern, and then he breaks it to the post pattern. And here comes Ellis across. And is Ellis going for the ball, or is he grabbing Mr. Garrison? And I've got a feeling he grabbed Garrison. However, it was ruled an incomplete pass. No interference call.
And it brings up a third down and 10. Dave Bulware, number 7 of Downey, California, goes to the far side in the slot. Way outside is J.K. McKay on a third and 10. Mike Ray with 2 blockers. And at midfield, brings up a 4th down and about 2. Cal Peterson, number 90, in defensively for the UCLA Bruins, who scored last on a 75-yard drive in 17 plays, and I don't believe that, folks.
I don't know if she's a co-ed or not, but she's wearing the UCLA colors.
She's going to get pneumonia. Well, it's only 61 degrees here at Los Angeles Coliseum. Ah, yes. Well, nevertheless, 4th down now as SC will punt. Dave Bulware is the punter, averaging about 36 yards a kick. Here's his boot, nearly blocked. It was forced going to the far side. Shera of UCLA watched it go out of bounds, and now the Bruins get the ball, holding the mighty Trojans. Cal Peterson, the defensive left end for UCLA, put the rush on Bulware, the punter. The punt going 26 yards. So let's watch UCLA, and let's see if Mark Harmon can mount a drive as he did the last time they had it, going from his own 25 and getting the touchdown, McAllister. It's McAllister 32, Tyler 33, Johnson 37, with 13:16 remaining in the first half. We'll be back in a minute.
This is Grand Prix racing, one of the world's most exciting sporting events. And in 1971, one man dominated the sport. Jackie Stewart, a determined Scotsman, who's the new world champion racing driver. Winner Spanish Grand Prix, winner French Grand Prix, winner British Grand Prix, winner German Grand Prix, winner Monaco Grand Prix. And Jackie Stewart won on Goodyear racing tires. In fact, in 1971, more major races of all kinds were won on Goodyear racing tires than on any other kind. Being a winner in racing is one of the ways Goodyear stays ahead in the development of passenger tires for your car. Another reason why more people ride on Goodyear tires than on any other kind.
The balance of the Southern California attack showing very well. 75 yards rushing, 48 passing. The wishbone, the ground attack, 80 yards. Time of possession, the key thing.
From the 30 on a first down play, Kermit Johnson taking the handoff from Mark Harmon, number. There you see Mark going back with his UCLA Bruin offensive unit. Gain of 3 yards up to the 33, second down and 7, and the Fast-moving UCLA cheerleaders. Speaking of that, the golden sound of UCLA band at halftime, the Trojan marching band, and a special salute to UCLA basketball coach Johnny Wooden. 2nd and 7 now. Boy, that youngster has good effort. Mark Harmon, number 7.
And I love that quarterback counter. It's the safest play in football, and when you're moving very rapidly with the first fake of the wishbone, you get that daylight as Harmon did that time.
And the move is up to the 38, a gain of 5, 3rd down and 2. Georgia Tech defeating Navy 30-7, and Tech has been invited to the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee, to be seen coast to coast here on ABC. Brad Lyman is in the UCLA lineup, number 82. Jack Lasner, number 86, is the opposite side end. 3rd and 2. And Mark Harmon tries to get it himself. Nearly had it, but then a shoulder of Artemis Parker and Charles Anthony stopped him at about the line.
When you get in a foot race with the Southern California players, you're almost always sure to lose it. They have some speed.
Don't they? No wonder they win track championships in NCAA competition. In fact, these two schools, two great universities in the same city, have phenomenal records, which we'll tell you more about later. We have Bruce Barnes about to kick. We have Davis here on the near side going deep, awaiting the punt on 4th and 2, along with speedster Lynn Swan, number 22. Here's the kick. Davis at the 20. Who loses the ball, and UCLA gets it at the 27. UCLA at the Southern California 27.
That's the first break of the game. There was only one penalty in the first quarter, and there were no errors in the first quarter, but this is a big one.
And the punt becomes a great offensive weapon for the Bruins.
Short punt. Couldn't quite hang on to it. He was trying to pick it up very rapidly, Davis, on the run, but he let it slip through, and UCLA has great field position.
Jack Lasner, the tight end, 86, who's in the lineup, recovered the ball. 1st and 10 now. From the 27 for the Bruins, they're in SC territory. Randy Tyler slanting off to, let's see, the 23. So it'll be a 2nd down and 6. Illinois defeating Wisconsin today, 27-7. IU over Iowa, 16-8. All right, from the 23 now, it's a 2nd down and 6. It's 10-7 SC with 10:46 to go in the first half. And that is Kermit Johnson carrying for the Bruins.
Also, second effort. Harmon did a great job of carrying out his fake after handing the ball off, and that caused the Trojan defenders to move momentarily with him. And there's a baseball score. Missouri defeating Iowa State 6-5.
My heavens. All right, from the 22, it's a 3rd down and 5. 10-7 if you just joined us at the Los Angeles Coliseum. The Trojans scored first on a 32-yard field goal, then drove 76 yards. UCLA came back driving 75 yards, and now they have a 3rd and 5 at the 22. Kermit Johnson, 199-pounder, getting the call again, and number 85, as often is the case, Dale Mitchell, the sophomore defensive end for SC, was there to help on the tackle.
Chris, you've got to give some credit to the offensive line of UCLA, Walton, Leal, Gassler, Clasterman, and Oliver, because you can see all of those helmets on the line of Southern California, and yet they seem to move them back.
Mark Harmon called for a measurement, which he was allowed, and it's going to be a 4th down, and it appears to be about a yard. There is the quarterback.
You feel that they could kick the field goal, but they realize that with the offense that Southern California has, they need more points than 3 on the board, so they elect to go for it.
Well, I think that's a nice decision. Mark calling for a little less noise from the wishbone. Oh, a hard drive by Randy Tyler. Watch that man in the white cap. Priestley, the referee of the Pacific 8 showdown. There it is. 1st down, Charles Anthony, number 55, in on the tackle. 83 at whom we were looking. 83 is Richard Wood.
When you watch a wishbone team play, they average 3.3 each snap. Well, they're going to keep making those 1st downs, and it's very close whether they make them, but They can move it.
Now from the 17 of SC, 1st and 10. Ooh. That's one way to nearly lose not only the helmet. Wow. Monty Doris in on the play, along with several other mighty Trojans. Charles Hinton was the one that came helmet high on Mark.
And what Harmon's thinking, if I just could have seen him quicker and gotten that pitch off, we would have scored. He got there so fast, he didn't quite have the ball ready.
So let's see. The ball is at the 19. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 12. You just joined us. The 32-yard field goal by SC, a 76-yard drive, put them ahead 10-0. Then Mark Harmon drove them 75 to put UCLA back in the game. And trying to get outside is Johnson. And he does to a degree, but Richard Wood at 220 pounds was there for the Trojan defense, and number 49, sophomore Charles Phillips of Pasadena. Let's watch him.
Let's watch Wood go. Here's a sophomore. And he is racing a man who can really move. And look at him reach out as he catches Johnson as he tries to turn past him. That's great maneuverability. This boy's only a sophomore. What a career he's got ahead of him.
Mark Harmon mixing up his plays. Now a big one, 3rd and 9 at the SC 16. Throwing on the run. And it was a good idea because he was hit very hard by Mitchell. Lyman, number 82, was the intended receiver in the SC end zone. So now it's a 4th down and 9, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the number 1 jersey of Efren Herrera, who has kicked 6 of 14 field goals, including the last-minute field goal against Nebraska in the first game to give UCLA an upset victory over the defending national champions. Mark Harmon will hold the spot, let's call it the 23 plus the 10 of the end zone. 33-yard attempt by Herrera. He can tie the game up if he hits it. No good. So with 7 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the first half, after a good rush by James Sims, number 41, it's SC leading UCLA 10.
Automobile shock absorbers are nothing new. For over 50 years, they've been used to absorb road bumps. Well, General Motors took this principle and turned it around to help absorb front-end bumps. That's the secret behind the new General Motors bumper, which is on many new GM cars. An energy-absorbing device or shock absorber that gives on minor impact like this. This new bumper system is designed to work in extreme heat, in conditions of cold, and when it's caked with mud. You can still jack it up. This new GM bumper wasn't the easiest solution to better bumpers, but we feel it's one of the best. A good-looking bumper that can take it.
Seemingly an eternal Olympic flame here at the Los Angeles Coliseum, where the 1932 Summer Games were staged. Inside, 93,000 fans. After a missed field goal, SC with the ball leading 10-7. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Mike Ray handing off to number 28, Anthony Davis, Mr. Everything for the number 1 ranked Trojans in the country. And he's brought down by 72, Tom Waddell. 92, Fred McNeil was there as well. There you get a look at the men up front for SC. 77 is Pete Adams. 89 is Charles Young. Number 44 coming out of the huddle is Moore as we look at Mike Ray, number 6. And it's a 2nd and 5. The quarterback carrying the ball. Gene Settles, number 51, making a hard stop after Cal Peterson hit Mike Ray first. And let's see where the spot was. It appears to be the 27, so it'll be a 3rd down and 3. What a week of college football next week. Thanksgiving Day at 2 Eastern Time, Oklahoma, Nebraska. And then at 9 Eastern Time here on ABC, Texas A&M and Texas. And next Saturday, for the Rose Bowl bid. Michigan versus Ohio State in Columbus at 1 Eastern time. 3rd and 3, SC. Looks like they have the first down across their own 30. Anthony Davis.
Very interesting to watch the contrast in style. Southern California rarely lining up in the same formation 2 downs in a row. UCLA having to adjust their defensives to whatever formation Southern California is using. And when the Bruins have the ball, it's that wishbone every time.
50 plays, 50 snaps thus far. Davis has carried 7 times for 72 yards. 1st and 10 at their own 31, the Trojans. Mike Ray, wide open. Lynn Swan, the halfback, who often filters out of the backfield. And coming into the game, he had caught 17 passes, averaging 20.5 yards. Settles on the tackle. First down.
Here he is, flanking it out, running the curl pattern to the inside, and the line protection again was marvelous. Ray simply stood back there with no pressure at all, and as he broke into the middle, he hit Swan, number 22.
Southern California, 5th in total offense, 4th in scoring. 2nd in rushing in the nation. UCLA 47 more yardage. Davis again, number 28 in the Cardinal jersey.
Great balance of that Southern California attack. The last play that you saw is what they call their isolation, which is their inside game. Fullback Cunningham leading, and the tailback Davis running for daylight. There wasn't a lot that time, but the line charge was so good that they picked up the good yardage.
From the 41, they picked up 6, so it'll be a 2nd down and 4. SC is in the lead 10-7 with 5:24 to go here in the first half. Great halftime coming up. Swan, 22, flanked to the far side. J.K. McKay, a split end to the near side. Anthony Davis, marvelous runner, number 28, stopped by 92, Fred McNeil.
Let's watch McNeil, number 92, the defensive end for UCLA. Starting across the line of scrimmage, he sees the ball carrier breaking to the inside, reacts back, avoiding the block. And as Davis breaks to the outside, he lowers the boom on him to make the tackle.
Davis had 802 yards for the season coming into this game. Thus far tonight, he has 85. 1st and 10 now at the UCLA 32. Swan and McKay set away from the line. 10-7 to score. Whoops. Flag down as Rod McNeil, number 27, carries.
And that false start by UCLA gives you an idea of what the Bruins are trying to do defensively. They're trying to shoot the gaps, get the penetration to force a bad play. But thus far, even though they've been trying it on almost every snap, they have not been able to break down the blocking patterns of the line of Southern California.
Sophomore Tom Waddell tried to get back. Offside against UCLA. Series record. This is the 42nd game. 22 for the Trojans, 13 for the Bruins, and 6 tied. And tonight the battle, the winner, goes to the Rose Bowl. Going to the far side now, we have Swan on a 1st down and 5 as a result of the penalty at the 27. Anthony Davis. He's a sophomore from San Fernando at 5'9" and 185 pounds. This program is being brought to you as a special exclusive of ABC Sports. Let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves. Just across the 25 in UCLA territory for Southern California, it's a 2nd and 2. 3:53 remaining in the first half. At the end of the first quarter, it was 10-7 as both teams were able to score with long drives and a field goal, as we'll return in 1 minute.
Put your hand around a country club can. It's a great model liquor you got. Country club is a lot to drink. Without drinking a lot, start something cool. Put your hand around a country club can. It's a great model liquor you got. Now it's understood. Country club is a lot to drink. Without drinking a
Whenever I used to buy slacks, I'd have this little argument with myself.
Get something dressy for once to go with that handsome face. Dressy, who cares? Just so long as it's no bother. Get something you can wash.
I never could make up our mind until J.C. Penney did it for us.
What style, what a crease. And they really give. I love them. And they're washable 4-trail polyester. Beautiful.
And that's all it took. The J.C. Penney slack. Only $13. Only at J.C. Penney.
Mike Ray, the SC quarterback, 5 of 9 for 70 yards as we look at Coach Pepper Rogers of UCLA on the left and John McKay, a graduate of Oregon, Pepper, a graduate of Georgia Tech. J.K. McKay, the coach's son, to the far side on a 2nd and 2. Mike Ray throwing. And it was J.K. McKay. Let's watch the youngster who's had a good year.
Breaking down the field. Then McKay fakes deep, turns, and goes to the sidelines. It was a sprint out pass by Ray. He goes up and watch his feet as they come down. And I believe that the first one that touches on the blue rather than on the green, so that it's an incomplete pass. McKay was out of bounds.
But it makes you feel a little old having known J.K. McKay and Mark Harmon when they were little boys. And here they are playing varsity football. 3rd and 2 now for SC at approximately the 25. That was Boulware that set as a flanker. Wow. First down, Anthony Davis. Reminds you of Johnny Rogers or Greg Pruitt, and we'll see both those great players on Thanksgiving afternoon in Lincoln, Nebraska, renewal of last year's Classic. Bud.
It's going to be one that will settle the Big 8 championship. And last year, as many people recall, the Big 8 finished 1, 2, 3 in the final rankings. This year, they've been knocking each other off.
That's next Thursday or Thanksgiving afternoon here on ABC. 1st and 10 from the 19. McKay to this side of the field now. Wow. That was Davis running beautifully, but there's a marker on the field.
And that Swan is not only a great receiver and a great ball carrier, but he also is a marvelous blocker. He's shifted up to his wingback position on the last 2 plays and simply wiped out the defensive man opposite him.
Holding called against the defense, which in this case, UCLA. So the Trojans, they started this drive on the 20, following a missed 33-yard field goal by Herrera of UCLA. They have a 10-7 lead with 2 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in a fast-moving first half here at the Coliseum.
It's a penalty you almost never see on a running play.
There, John Priestley, the referee, telling you again that it's holding against UCLA, and it's going to be a 1st and goal near the 1 as we have 2:43 to go. A reminder for those of you that just joined us, SC drove 76 yards in 8 plays to score the touchdown, but prior to that, they kicked a 32-yard field goal, while UCLA went 75 yards in 17 plays to score, but failed on a 33-yard 3-point attempt. Now, 1st and goal from the 1, the nation's #1 team at that spot. The shifting eye. Touchdown, SC. Rod McNeil carries it in, his 7th touchdown of the year. So now it is 16-7. Another methodical 80-yard march by the Trojans. In 12 plays, with McNeil going in from the 1. Mike Ray now will try the point after. With 2:31 to go, Pat Haddon, the reserve quarterback, is holding for the regular quarterback. Up. Good. So 3 touchdowns, marches of 76 yards, 75, and now 80 by the Southern California Trojans, who still have Notre Dame to play 2 weeks from today, and a game that will be seen on ABC television.
With 2:31 left, let's watch the touchdown play again. Another fine block by Swan along the line of scrimmage. And that's powerful ball carrying by McNeil. He simply drove for the touchdown.
Why is college football breaking all attendance records again? Well, it's because of all the other records college football is breaking on the field. More plays are being run, more yards are being gained, and more points are being scored as UCLA receives. Shera, 15. Scribner, number 21. As Davis, the halfback, will do the kicking for SC. It is Shera coming out to the 10, 15, 20. Hard hit at the 21. This crosstown rivalry on the home field of both teams, the Los Angeles Coliseum, as Ray Rodriguez of Los Angeles makes the tackle.
Interesting to see whether the Trojans change their defense any. There are only 2 minutes and 29 seconds remaining. They've been crowding the line of scrimmage all the way, but with that little bit of time, they might loosen it up. However, they haven't, as you can see.
Right. Handoff goes to Kermit Johnson, a junior, 185-pounder. You notice how number 7 in the blue UCLA jersey always carries out his fake. It's like a great golfer that completes his swing, his follow-through. Something like your swing, Bud.
Yes.
And you see the advances to the 26 just across the hash mark. So 2nd down and 5 as Randy Gashler, the offensive center for UCLA, was shaken up on the play, and sophomore Dan Gilbert, 55, will snap it to 7 Harmon. 2nd and 5. Good run by Kermit Johnson and a UCLA first down with time running out here in the first half. 1:51 to go.
And it's going to be very difficult for them to grind anything out because the clock now shows 1:51.
And we must remember that this clock is not official here at the Los Angeles Coliseum, as that run went to the 36 of UCLA, and a first down coming up. Now to snap the ball for UCLA, replacing the injured Randy Gashler, will be 61 Art Kuhn.
And the Bruins are thinking that any one of those backs can break it for a touchdown if they can just get a little start past that line of scrimmage. And believe me, their averages show that. McAllister's averaged 5.3 a carry during the season, and Johnson has an incredible 7.1 average per carry.
And Campbell, who carried on the last play, 5.1. This time he picked up 4 yards for a 2nd down and 6. At the 40 now, 1:12 to go. Blaymeyer to the far side. Harmon. And Mark gets up to about the 43. Ed Powell, number 87, and 94 John Grant making the stop. There you see, from the 2 to the bullseye, that's the yardage they need on 3rd down for a first down. And the ball is at the 43, 3rd down and 3. Not enough yardage by McAllister for the UCLA first down with 43 seconds to go and the clock continuing to run.
I would expect the Trojans to take time out, but they haven't done it yet. And they're not going to. I guess they are content with that lead.
Bruce Barnes will do the punting. And that is Mr. Lynn Swan awaiting the kick. Davis is back as well. Swan calling for a fair catch at his own 10, following a 46-yard punt by Bruce Barnes, one of the fine punters in the major college division of the NCAA.
He's had a remarkable season, averaging 43.6 yards per punt.
So on the clock, which is unofficial, 9 seconds. The ball is at the 10. SC in the lead as we come to near the end of the first half. A reminder that the Trojan Marching Band, the great golden sound of the UCLA band, and a special salute with lights at a dimmed stadium to Johnny Wooden, the UCLA basketball coach. And Mike Ray just keeping the ball to run out the clock here at the end of the first half. And so 1/2 of the 42nd meeting between these two crosstown rivals is over. And at the end of the first half, the Coliseum, the score is 17-7. We'll be back for halftime activities after station identification.
This is ABC.
Over 30 million people attended college football games last year. Do you know why? We think one of the reasons are the great college and university bands. The high-stepping action of the marching band is as much a part of college football as the long run from scrimmage. Their shows give the college football fan a package that can't be beat. Tennessee is one of the great bands in the country. Let's look in on the intense preparation that goes into a halftime band show. First, extensive individual and group practices.
Ready, go.
After participation in individual groups led by student leaders, the band at last forms as a group.
Introduction has to be much stronger, much. 1, 2, ready, go.
A lot of work, but then that's one reason why Saturdays are so colorful. With only one bank of lights on here at the Los Angeles Coliseum, you see 3,000 UCLA flashlights saluting the 25-year coaching career of Johnny Wooden. That's one of his players, Lou Alcindor, or Kareem Jabbar. As you see, the flashlights forming the basketball player and Jabbar's name on the left. Johnny Wooden, graduate of Purdue in 1932, has been here 25 years, and what a record he has compiled for UCLA. 6 NCAA championships in a row, and from all we hear, this year's team is even better.
What is the future? The 1973 and the years to come. John Wooden will continue to...
They're going to form with the flashlights Pauley Pavilion, as have already formed 25 years, Coach Wooden, Success, Lou, and then they'll be flashing the years that UCLA won NCAA plaques. There you see them now, 64, reading from left up, 65, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. Southern California, UCLA's opponent tonight, has won a total of 52 NCAA championships. And, of course, a thank you to Johnny Wooden and Old Glory. What a perfect way to cap the Flashlight Brigade representing UCLA from Westwood here in Los Angeles, California. Incidentally, speaking of championships, UCLA had, over the years, won 10 in tennis, 8 in basketball, 4 in track, 3 in volleyball, and 2 in water polo. This is going to spell out UCLA. With some Christmas seals, a reminder to buy and to help. Both bands will be coming up momentarily here in Los Angeles. Widely known to sports fans as the home of strong teams in nearly every sport, UCLA has an equally illustrious reputation in the academic world, where it has taken an honored place among much older institutions. In the last decade, it has been ranked among the dozen leading universities in the nation. Since 1929, UCLA has been located on its 411-acre site set against the Santa Monica Mountains in Westwood, California. It has 73 departments of instruction and 13 schools and colleges. There are 25 research institutes and centers conducting studies that will mean better health and education for our children. UCLA's faculty, totaling nearly 2,000, is one of the most distinguished in the country and includes 2 Nobel Peace Prize winners. Despite high entrance requirements, enrollment has mushroomed to more than 28,000 full-time students. Still one of the youngest major universities, UCLA continues to grow in size and quality. And there is the UCLA band, spelling out UCLA with the flags. We've only just begun is the tune. The solid gold sound of the UCLA Marching Band, directed by Robert A. Winslow, who has directed, among other things, as a guest conductor, Arthur Fiedler's Boston Pops Orchestra. Mr. Fiedler, celebrating many years of music, we salute him tonight because he's one of the nation's #1 sports fans, as well as a great conductor. And now, Sweet in Separation. Trojan is about to be removed, I think. Only the SC defense were that crumbly. Lots of students or young folks, anyway, down on the field, really interrupting a wonderful band performance. Their parents ought to be here to take them back to their seat. Drum major of this band is David Carver, with the twirlers Joanne Beiser, Kathy Espinoza, and Wendy Solinger. And these are the flag girls of the UCLA band. Public address announcer here at the Los Angeles Coliseum, asking the folks on the field who are spectators to get off the playing field. Halftime score, Southern California leading UCLA 17-7 after the first half of play. While we're waiting for the folks to leave the field, it's just unfortunate because, you know, it takes 750 man-hours to prepare a halftime band show for a university or college. These are fireworks being displayed off to the right. And it's just a shame that the solid gold sound of the UCLA band wasn't completely audible to all of us and the 93,000 fans here. The UCLA-USC game is being brought to you by Chevrolet, building a better way to see the USA. By Texaco and the many thousands of Texaco retailers and distributors in all 50 states. Trust Texaco to have the right gasoline for you. By Goodyear. More people ride on Goodyear tires than on any other kind. And by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Southern California leading 17-7. A member of the highly selective Association of American Universities, the University of Southern California provides students and faculty a setting large in academic vision, human in size, intimate in spirit. Since 1880, USC has awarded 133,000 degrees. It is the West's oldest major independent coeducational and non-sectarian university. Some 20,000 future USC alumni are enrolled this year, including the largest freshman class in history, more than 2,200 with a grade point average of 3. In Southern California, thousands of physicians, engineers, pharmacists, dentists, social workers, and school administrators are USC alumni.
Last year, we at the Traveler set up our Office of Consumer Information, a place you could call to have the mysteries of insurance explained in plain English without any fear of getting sold something in the process. Since then, we've had over 40,000 telephone calls and letters, and out of this experience, we put together a booklet that answers some of the most important questions people have been asking us. Questions like, why do some insurance claims take so long to collect? If you turn in a claim, will your insurance automatically be canceled? What's this health care they're talking about in Washington? Just call us, and we'll send you a copy free. Or call us if you have any questions or problems about insurance. After all, now that we know that human beings and insurance companies really can talk with each other, we both might learn something.
The Southern California Trojan Marching Band began with their halftime pageant, saluting Bill Haley and the Beach Boys, the rock music of the 50s, now the Beatles, who dominated the rock scene. Here is one of their tunes, Yesterday, and then Michelle. Cindy Harms and Terry Dunn, the Twirlers. Yesterday, being played here by the Trojan Band, they're still trying to ask the young spectators to go back to their seats as they disrupted the final song by the UCLA band, and now they are responding somewhat to the plea on the public address system. Yesterday by the Beatles, the Trojan Band directed by Dr. Arthur C. Bartner, as SC leads at halftime 17-7. And now the band indicates that the tempo picked up in the late 60s with the sounds of Chicago. Now the Chicago's latest hit, Saturday in the Park, featuring USC's Song Girl. The Trojan Band and the young ladies of the University of Southern California. Now, for its finale, the band will present the latest dance steps and circle drills to the most popular tunes of the day, like Use Me and Looking Through the Window. And now the Trojan Band forming the very fact that among the polls, or of the polls, they are #1 undefeated in 9 games this year. They're leading 17-7 at halftime against crosstown rival UCLA. And here is Traveler, the Trojan horse. And I don't know her name. Hold everything. There's Traveler. Isn't he beautiful? That's Richard Sacco up on Traveler. This is the Los Angeles Coliseum. Well, we'll have the second half kickoff and more pictures for you in a moment.
Okay, that ought to hold 'em for tonight. Let's go get us a beer.
When it's Miller time at the old home place, all the hands come riding in. If you got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer. If you got the time, Miller beer. We've got the beer. Miller. If you got the time.
I don't have to tell you, this is antifreeze weather. And here's the antifreeze for this weather and every other kind of weather all year round, right through summer. Texaco antifreeze coolant. It protects against freezing all the way down to 50 below. And then when the cold lets up, it still protects against rust and corrosion. Rust in the engine, corrosion in the radiator. And when summer finally rolls around, you're also protected against your radiator boiling over. The antifreeze coolant for all seasons. Winter, spring, summer, fall. From Texaco.
Well, the interesting halftime activities are over, and the postseason bowl games are taking form. The Sugar Bowl, to be seen on ABC, will feature Penn State and Oklahoma. The Orange, Nebraska, Notre Dame. The Cotton, Alabama and Texas. Oklahoma ranked #4. Penn State ranked #6 in the country. And right tonight, it's #1, SC on the right, #14 ranked UCLA that will receive the opening kickoff. Shara is one of the men deep along with Scribner. awaiting Anthony Davis's kick. There is Tony moving the ball at the 40. SC leads 17-7. This for a bid to the Rose Bowl, a victory tonight. From the 5 now, it's Shara moving out to the 20. Cuts laterally and is down at about the 22-yard line. A 22-yard return by Shara and a tackle by Bruce.
The Rose Bowl, the winner of tonight's game, going against the winner of next Saturday's game on ABC, Ohio State and Michigan. Winner will play the winner of this game in the Rose Bowl and the Gator Bowl, Colorado against Auburn.
And the Bluebonnet Bowl has Tennessee, LSU. And Georgia Tech has been chosen as one team in the Liberty Bowl. Now it's 1st and 10 for UCLA from about their own 22. And good faking in the backfield helped pick up 3 yards on the part of Randy Tyler, the fullback.
The statistics, Southern California with great balance between rushing and passing, leading, but strangely, in the bottom line, time of possession, UCLA with their wishbone maintaining possession of the ball for 18 minutes and 35 seconds. That's 7 minutes more than the Trojans had the ball.
Number 82, Brad Lyman, split to the top. The Orange, Nebraska, Notre Dame. The Cotton, Alabama and Texas. Oklahoma ranked number 4. Penn State ranked number 6 in the country. And right tonight it's number 1, SC on the right, number 14 ranked UCLA that will receive the opening kickoff. Shara is one of the men deep along with Scribner, awaiting Anthony Davis's kick. There is Tony moving the ball at the 40. SC leads 17-7. This for a bid to the Rose Bowl, a victory tonight. From the 5 now, it's Shara moving out to the 20. Cuts laterally and is down at about the 22-yard line. A 22-yard return by Shara and a tackle by Bruce.
The Rose Bowl, the winner of tonight's game, going against the winner of next Saturday's game on ABC, Ohio State and Michigan. Winner will play the winner of this game in the Rose Bowl and the Gator Bowl, Colorado against Auburn.
And the Bluebonnet Bowl has Tennessee, LSU. And Georgia Tech has been chosen as one team in the Liberty Bowl. Now it's 1st and 10 for UCLA from about their own 22. And good faking in the backfield helped pick up 3 yards on the part of Randy Tyler, the fullback.
The statistics, Southern California with great balance between rushing and passing, leading, but strangely, in the bottom line, time of possession, UCLA with their wishbone maintaining possession of the ball for 18 minutes and 35 seconds. That's 7 minutes more than the Trojans had the ball.
Number 82, Brad Lyman, split to the top of your screen on a 2nd down and 8. And the triple options of the wishbone, keeping the ball on the ground. Mark Harmon, number 7, the quarterback. On a 2nd down and 8, had McAllister carry the ball to about the 27.
Between halves, I know that the coaches were stressing these things. Southern California, don't let the Bruins make a breakaway play. And from the standpoint of UCLA, the defense has got to force bad plays. They did not throw Southern California for a single loss in the first half.
3rd down and 6. Tyler again carrying on the play, number 32. And he is up there close to that bullseye. And we're watching the referee. There it is. It's a 1st down for UCLA. This is the first series of downs of the second half if you just joined us. And we're bringing you up to date quickly on the first half. 32-yard field goal at the 12-minute mark of the first quarter put SC ahead. Thank you for the sign. And then they drove 76 yards to take a 10-0 lead. UCLA came back 75 yards in 17 plays directed by number 7, Mark Harmon, to make it 10-7. And then SC scored again to lead 17-7 as Randy Tyler for the Bruins gets more yardage, as you see, across the 40, Bud.
The explosiveness of the Southern California attack in the first half, I think, is attested by the fact that they averaged 6.8 yards every time they snapped the ball.
Tyler now has gained 53 yards.
It's a replay of Wood, number 83, the great sophomore linebacker of Southern California. He was forced back, but he stayed right with it, and by holding on very, very tightly, prevented the touchdown.
On a 2nd and 4 play, Kermit Johnson, number 37, gets another UCLA first down. Their scorer came on about a 9-minute long drive, 17 plays, and 75 yards. And here now Mark Harmon directs them by moving them to the 49 of SC.
Against the wishbone, you can stop the pitch-out play by having someone come across the line quickly, which Southern Cal has been doing all night. UCLA has been controlling it inside.
And a couple of more hard yards. Look at that SC defense.
Never seen a defense crowd the line of scrimmage like they're doing. 9 men on the line every time the ball is snapped.
Speaking of crowding, on Thanksgiving afternoon, we'll have a chance to look at Randy Glover of the Nebraska defense. Let's look how the top 10 teams are faring today. Here it's 17-7 in the 3rd quarter.
Alabama swamping Virginia Tech 52-13 this afternoon. Michigan defeating Purdue close 9-6.
2nd and 8. A disaster, a loss of 13 yards.
What I mentioned a moment ago, Chris, you can control that pitch on the corner, and Southern Cal has got everybody up there ready to do that. UCLA will have to make it inside. Oklahoma, number 4 in the country, defeating Kansas 31-7 this afternoon. 5th-ranked Nebraska, which we'll have on Thanksgiving Day against Oklahoma, defeating Kansas State. Penn State defeating Boston College 45-26. 7th-ranked Louisiana State leading Mississippi State in the second quarter of a night game, 7-0. Texas over TCU, 27-0.
Third down and 19 from their own 42. And that's Kermit Johnson carrying on the play. Kermit, who had 40 yards rushing in the first half, broke the UCLA record for rushing in a season set by Sam Brown in 55. Coming into the second half, Johnson at 916 yards in this is 11th game.
And the final teams, Notre Dame, 10th ranked, that we'll have on December 2nd against Southern California, winning this afternoon over Miami.
On 4th and 14, Bruce Barnes will punt. The line at his own 46. We have Swan and Davis deep. That is Swan, number 22. Losing his footing at the 3. A 49-yard punt. There's Swan, number 22. So with 10 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the third quarter, SC leads by a score of 17-7.
They get to force the back.
Dawn at Malibu, and your first look at the new 1973 Chevelle Malibu. New improved front bumper system, interior comfort, and improved handling. There's a new top-of-the-line Chevelle, too, named after another famous beach, the Laguna. We could have named it Long Beach, because it has more legroom in the back seat than any Chevelle before. Or Muscle Beach, because it has a big 350 V8, front disc brakes, wide stance chassis design, and an improved front bumper system covered with urethane, which resists dents and dings. But we named it Laguna because it's so distinctive, so luxurious, especially with the new swing-out Strato bucket seats you can order. When you cruise the Pacific, from Malibu to Laguna, see if you don't agree when we say,
UCLA has just punted 49 yards. SC gets the ball at its own 4 with a 1st and 10. Garrison set to the far side of the field. In motion, Swan now as a flanker. And the UCLA defense is in on Anthony Davis, number 28, across SC's 5.
And this is a key series for UCLA. If they can stop the Trojans here, if they could force a bad play, throw them for a loss, they'd have fine field position and could get back into the game.
Davis scored the first touchdown on a 23-yard run. He now has 113 yards. He's in the backfield along with Cunningham, number 39, Swan, 22. So with the ball at the 7, it's a 2nd down and 7. Swan sets outside his own far side tackle. Davis. And he is a sophomore. Anthony Davis, number 28. Wow. Vasca, number 64, forcing him out of bounds.
You just don't know where that offense is going to strike. They've got speed to go outside either way. They've got power up the middle. Ray has been throwing the ball extremely well. It's a diversified offense that does everything with perfection.
On Thanksgiving Day here on ABC, you'll see 3 possible Heisman Trophy winners in Greg Pruitt of Oklahoma, Johnny Rogers of Nebraska, and Rich Glover of the Nebraska defense. That's right here on ABC, 2 Eastern time, as we look at Davis with 136 yards. The ball now is at the 29, 1st down. Swan again, setting. Ray. That was Swan, number 22. Sets as a wing outside of this side tackle, patting his quarterback on the back.
This is Swan going in motion, setting as a wingback. He's been blocking extremely well from that position. This time it's just a little curl-out pattern. He's wide open, making the reception.
Ray has completed 6 of 11 for 85 yards. SC is in the lead by a score of 17-7 with 9:38 to go in the third quarter. J.K. McKay to the far side of the field. Swan, 22, from the 44, 1st down. Does that remind you somewhat of the great O.J. Simpson, who cavorted for SC right here on the Coliseum turf, Bud?
He's got it all. He's got power, but he's got the thing that every great running back has to have, the ability to be under control all of the time, and then when there is a little daylight, to light that afterburner. He can truly do it.
And speaking of great SC players in the past, our own Monday night play-by-play announcer Frank Gifford used to come up with runs like that wearing the Cardinal jersey. Now from the 41 of UCLA, Rod McNeil, number 27, is in the SC backfield from the power I with a split end, first down. Swan again in the slot. McNeil. And they just have all sorts of runners as Cunningham, the fullback, blocked beautifully for number 27, O'Neill.
I keep waiting for them to have a breakdown along the line of scrimmage. UCLA is trying to get that penetration, but they can't do it. Let's watch number 22, Swan, block again. It's number 92, McNeil, the end, and there's Swan. He only weighs 179, but that's how you get to a man and take him to the ground. He's a great football player, number 22, Lynn Swan.
And from the 32, SC with the ball in UCLA territory, second down and 1. Davis is back in the lineup now. There he is. Very little gain, if any. Look at the lateral movement of that fine player, number 38, Jim Bright, the safety man.
That's only the third time they've been held for no gain.
And that brings up a third down and 1 at approximately the 32 of UCLA. There is Coach John McKay, his 13th year at Southern California, 2 national championships. Coach of the Year, 1962. Son of a West Virginia coal miner, Bud.
And a great halfback at the University of Oregon.
That's right.
Norman Van Brockman.
Right. Third and 1. Anthony Davis. Davis now with nearly 155 yards. And at the moment, more important, the SC first down. The most yards rushing in a single game for Southern California was C.R. Roberts in 1956 against Texas, 251. And this is our college football lineup for the coming week, Bud.
What a week it's going to be. Oklahoma, Nebraska, Texas A&M, Texas on Thanksgiving Day, and then Michigan and Ohio State on Saturday.
Now from the 31, first down play to Davis. Correction, McNeil. Number 27, McNeil, had come in for Davis, as Jim Bright again is in on the tackle for UCLA. And they gain 2 yards to the 29, so it'll be second down and 8 as SC leads 17-7, 7:39 to go in the third quarter. SC scored first, a 32-yard field goal, then a 76-yard drive. Then UCLA came back going 75 yards, missed on a 33-yard field goal. And then SC went 80 yards in 12 plays to take that 17-7 lead. Swan and Garrison set away from the line on a 2nd and 8. Davis again. Anthony Davis. Allen Ellis on a sure waist-high tackle. There he comes back, puffing a little bit, but no wonder. Auburn downing Georgia today, 27-10. North Carolina State over Clemson, 42-17. Dartmouth beating Cornell, 31-22.
And we have McNeil going in for Davis. When you've got that kind of a 1-2 punch at tailback that Southern California has, that's why you get ranked number 1.
Garrison, 19, split to the far side. Swan, 22, flanked to the near side at the bottom of your screen. And Rod McNeil churns it out for the SC offense from the shifting tee. Offense that has scored 356 points at a defense that has allowed only 87 coming into this game, Bud.
They've got tremendous balance in their offense, and their defense is tough everywhere. They're a fine football team.
Second down and 6. J.K. McKay, a sophomore, is in, replacing Garrison at split end. He's set at the top of your screen. See him there at the 3-point now. What balance. Rod McNeil.
They all look alike. And they all look mighty good.
So now it's a 1st and goal at about the 7. Davis replaces McNeil. Davis is 28, McNeil is 27. McNeil for 26 yards. Davis has 164 in 18 carries. Now it's a slot formation from the I to the far side on a 1st and goal from the 7. It's Swan and McKay over there. Like a piece of macaroni. He bends every direction because he was hit very hard, but 51 settles. And 64, Rick Baska of the UCLA defense. Anthony Davis.
Air Force being defeated by Colorado, 38-7. And Colorado on their way to the Gator Bowl.
December 30th from Jacksonville, Florida, right here on ABC. Now for SC, it's 2nd and goal from the 7 with 5:32 to go in the 3rd quarter. They lead 17-7. Ray. 6 points. Number 6, Mike Ray. There's a whopping drive of 96 yards by the nation's #1 team.
Let's watch it from the end zone. Ray will make a very fine fake to his tailback, hitting inside. He has the option to pass run on this same pattern. This time it was run all the way as Mike Ray takes it into the end zone, capping a 97-yard drive.
Got a beautiful block from Manfred Moore. Number 44, a 96-yard drive in 13 plays. No wonder they're #1 and undefeated. Mike Ray now, who scored, will try the conversion. Perfect. 5:23 to go, 3rd quarter. 24-7 is the score in Los Angeles.
Went shopping with my wife. What a heartburn, rushing in and out of stores. I said, what do you need me for? You've got the money. I said, I'll give you the money. And who'll carry the packages? What an upset stomach. Took some Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer starts to work as you drink it to settle your upset stomach. For your upset stomach and headache, take Alka-Seltzer.
She said, honey, can you carry one more package? I said, yeah. Alka-Seltzer.
Sharp, cutting steel versus the Goodyear Custom Power Cushion Poly Steel tire. To demonstrate the penetration resistance of steel cord belts under the tread, watch. The polyester cord body soaks up shocks, and double steel cord belts resist penetration. Poly Steel, the 40,000-mile tire engineered for American cars, only from Goodyear.
Next weekend is the start of the 72-73 college basketball season, which will end March 26th in St. Louis with the championships. Can Johnny Wooden and his amazing UCLA Bruins win the title for the 7th straight time? Well, they'll begin finding out next week. Here's Anthony Davis kicking off following a 96-yard touchdown drive by the Trojans. The Bruins have the ball at the 5. That is Scribner. Hit hard at the 20 by Reese. 20-yard return, so Mark Harmon, number 7, comes back out on the field. And it'll be snapped from just beyond the 21. UCLA in the blue and gold, and SC in the cardinal and gold on the right. From the wishbone offense, we have Blameyer to the far side, who comes back in tight, splitting Jack Lassner to the near side. Nice effort by James McAllister, the junior from Pasadena. Number 32 in the backfield, 33 Tyler, along with 37 Johnson, as 41 Sims made the tackle for the #1 defense against the rush in the country, SC.
Thus far, UCLA has thrown the ball only one time. Harmon rolled it out. No one was open. He threw the ball away, but they've only attempted one pass thus far in the whole game.
Mark Harmon. Tyler carrying on the play. Ball is snapped now to Harmon, as it was at the start of the game, by Randy Gashler, who was shaken up but not sustaining any injury. He's back in the lineup as Charles Anthony and George Follett make the tackle. And as you see, at the 31. And now UCLA with a third down. And at the top of your screen, you see the marker, the 3, and then the bullseye. That's how much yardage they need for the first down. Watch. First down by Randy Tyler, number 33.
They can grind it out inside, but they've got to break the long gainer to get back in the game.
The guards for UCLA are 67 Leal and 62 Klosterman, Oliver 70, and Walton 74, the tackles.
And Walton, the brother of the great center of the UCLA basketball team.
And now look at the Trojans on defense. Everybody up there on a 1st and 10 from the 34. And Kermit Johnson carries on the play, getting Follett, number 70, to come in for action. 55, Charles Anthony, and James Sims. Tomorrow on ABC, College Football 1972 with Bill Fleming. You'll see highlights of other top NCAA games like Dartmouth Cornell, Virginia Tech, Alabama, Purdue, Michigan, Texas, TCU, Colorado Air Force. 2nd and 5 from the 39. Tyler bringing the ball out near midfield for a UCLA first down. Parker on the tackle. 3:04 to go in the third quarter.
And once again, a marvelous fake by Mark Harmon. I think everybody felt for a moment or two on the defense of Southern California that Harmon still had the ball after handing it off.
Tyler now 71 yards and 14 carries. The ball at the 49 of UCLA, first down. Defensively, it's Mitchell 85, 94 Grant, 55 Anthony, Follett 70, 83 Wood, 92 Winans, Sims 41. Get the rest of them a little bit later. Mark Harmon being rushed hard by number 94, 6'5" John Grant from Boise. Let's watch.
There goes the big rush. Number 94, Grant. They're supposed to take that play fake, but they didn't take the play fake, and that is real pressure as he throws Harmon to the turf.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 at the 49 of UCLA. 24-7 is the score. Undefeated SC in the lead. Lyman to the near side. To Tyler, who goes into SC territory. Jeff Winans. He's number 92 and 85 Dale Mitchell on the tackle. The secondary includes number 11 Johnson, 14 Parker, 47 Fate, and 26 Henton.
They've controlled the UCLA offense. UCLA is 2nd in the country in rushing going into this game, but Southern California was 1st in the country in rushing defense, giving up only 75 yards a game.
3rd down and 7 now for UCLA at the SC 48. Coming. Harmon, 2 attempts, no completions. Harmon hit by Al Oliver as flags go down everywhere. Procedure called against UCLA. It was a 3rd and 7 play.
It's been a remarkably penalty-free game. This is the 3rd penalty of the game. UCLA was penalized once for defensive holding, and here for illegal procedure. 1 offside by Southern California.
Although Mark's statistics are not overly impressive, remember he's working from the wishbone, and he guided UCLA to 8 victories and only 2 losses, losing to Michigan, one of the great teams in the country, and last week upset by Jim Owens' Washington Huskies. Now, it's a 3rd down and 12 from the 47. Little dipsy-doodle play. Can't fool a great defense. A loss back to the 43. 4th down and 16.
Southern California is truly impressive. Offensively, they strike everywhere, as we've mentioned, and defensively, they're stopping the second best rushing team in college football.
Bud, you had many number one teams. Do you believe SC to be number one as they're ranked by the polls?
Well, they've got a little way to go. Notre Dame will test that. The way they're playing right now, the Irish will certainly have to be up.
That's Barnes's punt. Davis looking at it, fielding it with confidence. The first half, he lost one of those. Then UCLA went on and then missed on a 33-yard field goal, as we'll return in 1 minute.
In shape and size, it looks like an ordinary battery. But inside is a more powerful energy system. This is the Ever-Ready Alkaline Energizer, the long-life power cell that outworks, outlasts, outlives any ordinary battery in heavy-duty use. The Ever-Ready Alkaline Energizer, the long-life power cell from Ever-Ready.
This man has just shaved with the Norelco VIP. Now he's trying a second shave with the Schick Flexomatic. Will it get any more beard? Look, the Flexomatic gets the stubble Norelco left behind. Reverse the order, and Norelco can't match this amount. Tests prove the Schick Flexomatic shaves closer than Norelco or Remington's leading sellers. Closer because the head is super thin. Comfortable because it's soft. Get the Schick Flexomatic.
Definitely closer.
Well, a nervous young lady, undoubtedly a UCLA rooter, as they trail 24-7 after a punt. USC with the ball at their own 22. An awesome undefeated team and an awesome runner in Anthony Davis. Bud, you know, you see the games that we do and we have for the 7th consecutive year. There's just going through my mind, I would love to see Alabama and SC meet.
Well, someday, Chris, there may be playoffs in college football. I certainly hope so.
You think so?
If they would have a playoff system, you now would know who was the national champion on the field of play instead of by ballot, and it would be, as you say, a great thing to see this team against Alabama or against Nebraska or Oklahoma
or Michigan or Ohio State. 1st and 10 at the 32 for SC. Swan setting in the slot. And Davis again, who had 175 yards before he carried for 3 more. 2nd and 7 coming up as Norfleet, number 63, a San Diego native, made the tackle. There you see the time unofficial. 16 seconds now, remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. Pepper Rogers, like Frank Broyles, a Georgia Tech graduate. And we have an injury here sustained by a UCLA player. And it's a boy that's really played hard. Number 72, Tom Waddell. Just amazing that the interest here. And of course, I guess it's the only city in the country, Bud, where you have 2 universities in the same town that are nationally ranked and annually go to war on the home field, the Los Angeles Coliseum.
And the players look forward to it because it's an unusual thing that you have college teams where they know each other as well as these 2 teams do. They've played against each other in high school. They watch each other play during the regular season, and they're very friendly rivals in addition to being very bitter rivals.
Waddell, number 72, going off in his own power to the far side. We hope he'll be okay. Waddell playing right tackle. Art Fry comes in to take his place as SC, with 12 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, has a 2nd and 7 at the 35. One of the few times that Davis has been stopped.
That's the first time that Southern California has been stopped for a loss as the 3rd quarter ends.
Gene settles on the tackle as we get a helmetless view of Mark Harmon, the UCLA quarterback. We'll return. It's 24-7.
One of the nicest things about getting automobile coverage from a Continental insurance agent is the special emergency number he gives you to use when he isn't around. It lets you call for quick claim service at any time of day or night, even on weekends.
Dial a claim. May I help you?
Yes, my wife is having an accident.
you've had an especially hard day, it's nice to have a lazy boy at home waiting for you. Just sink down, Joe. Way down, just the way you like it. Lean back. It's that easy. Feet up. Lazy boy helps take out the kinks. Lazy boy helps you relax, ready to go.
Hello. Well, hi, honey. 8's fine. I'll see you there.
This is ABC.
Now get ready for the first snap of the fourth quarter. SC with the ball. They lead by a score of 24-7. Mike Ray is the quarterback. Dave Brown is the offensive center. From the 31, 3rd and 11. And would you believe, no gain. 4th and 11.
It's the first time they've been stopped in a long, long while.
And these are the UCLA dancing girls who changed costume. All the color and excitement of college football. What better way to spend a Saturday night? And right now, Dave Boulware will do the punting for number 1, Southern California. Shara is deep at about his own 35. Kick going out of bounds. And good field position now for UCLA, and they need it. 14th ranked, going against number 1 SC.
Time of possession amazing. USC has had the ball 10 minutes less than UCLA, but they dominate the statistics. 315 total yards against 176.
32-yard field goal, 176-yard drive, an 80-yard march, then a 96-yard march. So now, at the 49 of SC, first down. Lyman to the far side. Harmon, the quarterback. Nope.
Boy, there is no daylight along that line of scrimmage. The Southern California defenders are crowding the line, and they're filling every single gap.
Sims was there first, forcing Harmon down at his own 44, so there's a loss of 7. It's 2nd and 17.
From the standpoint of mistakes, this has been a remarkable game. We've had one fumble by Davis on a punt, but there have been no intercepted passes and no fumbles by either team in regular play.
82 Lyman to the right top of your screen, the wishbone in the backfield on 2nd and 17. Floating one out to Lyman. Mark Harmon getting the ball back into SC territory as Ed Johnson made the stop. Let's see where it's put at the 45. A gain of 11, so it'll be 3rd down and 6. Harmon now has thrown 3 times, completing 1 for 11 yards. SC scored on a 75-yard march in 17 plays, failed on a 33-yard field goal. 3rd and 6. James McAllister.
Boy, that traffic is thick. 9 men on the line of scrimmage for Southern California, and there just isn't any daylight.
Hinton, one of the tacklers for the Southern California defense. Winans, the defensive right tackle, number 92. So it's going to be a 4th down with the ball at the 43, 4th down and 4. And UCLA with punt with 12 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game and trailing 24-7. Barnes to punt. The 5th UCLA punt on its way. Did the Bruins stop it? Yes, just short. Or did they?
I think that they're ruling that they did, but we're going to have a little decision here.
Art Kuhn was over the ball. And while this is going on, how about this message?
Any good news, Julius?
Mark IV.
I see but one.
Verily, such stuff as dreams are made of. Mark IV.
Ah, thy cigar. What a noble thing it is. Tell me, hast thou struck it rich? 20 cents. Noble.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me thy box. Take this 4-pack for thy tilde pocket.
There are still some good things. Mark IV.
A noble cigar.
Who jumped into town? Who made 'em gather round? Who?
Big M.
Big Al, Miller Mall.
Big M.
Miller Mall.
Big M.
Miller Mall. Liquor. Ooh.
When Miller brews a malt, Miller brews it big.
Casey Stengel, one of the 82,929 that have come out on a lovely autumn night here in Los Angeles, California. A few chills there. Skip.
Oh, he's kind of looking like he's cheering for the Bruins.
Well, the ruling was, although they touched the ball near the 1-foot line, they did not control it. So it comes out to the 20 as a touchback. 1st and 10 for SC. Anthony Davis. Alan Ellis again making the tackle. Oh, a young man with determination and playing with a great team.
Offensive line of Southern California has 6 seniors and 1 junior. They average 245 pounds.
A 13-yard scamper by Anthony Davis and another SC first down with 12:15 to go. 188 yards. J.K. McKay, number 25 at the bottom of your screen. Swan 22. Carrying to the near sideline was number 28 again, Davis, and Ellis again on the tackle. Denying Davis. No gain. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10. Big week of football coming up here on ABC at 2 Eastern time from Lincoln, Nebraska, a renewal of the Nebraska-Oklahoma rivalry on Thanksgiving Day, and at night, Bill Royals Texas team against Texas A&M. Then on Saturday, coast to coast, Ohio State, Michigan. Davis. Alphonse. Mike Ray winds up with it.
And that's one of the few times that their discipline has broken down.
And it's a sizable loss. Let's see where John Priestley, the referee, has spotted the ball at the 26. Actually 7 yards, so it'll be a 3rd down and 17. Gary Roberts had the arm of Anthony Davis.
The hope of the UCLA defense had been that they would be able to throw them with some losses. That's the 2nd one and the first sizable one tonight.
Slot formation. Mike Ray. That's J.K. McKay, the coach's son. Look at him battle for the ball.
Johnny McKay says that it wasn't too hard to recruit him because he knew his mother quite well.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at McKay flying off the line of scrimmage, stopping, then breaking to the inside as the ball is delivered right on target.
Despite that 12-yard gain, it's a 4th down and 5 and a punting situation for the Trojans. Boulware will kick to Shara. Number 15 for UCLA. Shara at the 26. Tripping forward to the 34 after a 38-yard punt. Steve Riley tripping him up, number 78.
The only weakness thus far that we've seen from the Trojans has been their kicking, which has not been good thus far tonight. On 3 kicks, they've made 26 yards, 18 yards, and 34 yards. But with that offense, they don't have to kick much.
From the 38, 1st and 10 for UCLA with 10:14 left in the game, 24-7. The fullback. He's the up back in the wishbone with the halfbacks on either side. Tyler carrying on the play with Rodriguez making the tackle at, well, near the 39, so it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Bruins. Earlier we mentioned some of the great SC players. Well, UCLA has had some great ones too, like Kenny Washington, Bud, Gary Beeben, Bob Waterfield.
And also the great Don Lumoff.
Oh, yes. James McAllister carrying on that 2nd down play. Bring it out to about the 44. And it'll be a 3rd down when play is resumed. Following this telecast, don't forget the Prudential College Scoreboard Show. All the scores of the games played today. And your hosts will be Merle Harmon and Dave Dials, who tonight have to stay up a little later in New York City in order to better inform you as to the scores. But they like nightlife.
Not of that type.
Well, as you see, they missed the 1st down by inches. So it'll be 3rd down and inches. 90,000 tickets were sold to this game tonight, but 82,929 showed up. Anthony Davis of SC has nearly as much total offense as the entire UCLA team, 181 to 189. 1st down for the Bruins, Randy Tyler. 82 is Glenn Bird, and 83 is Wood. 95 is Hancock. As Tyler now has 79 yards, carrying the ball to the 46. 1st down.
And with 9 minutes and 17 seconds remaining, 17 points behind, you expect to see UCLA begin to open up with some kind of passing, but they do believe in their wishbone offense.
Lyman to the far side. The pass was thrown to Lyman. He could not control it. 2nd and 10 for UCLA as SC leads 24-7. They led 10-0, then it was 10-7, and 17-7, and now 24-7. And you're looking at number 11, that is Johnson, defensive back for the Trojan defense, who covered Brad Lyman on the play.
The smallest man on the Trojan team at 168 pounds.
Mark Harmon, who has thrown 6 touchdown passes this year, hands off. And the ball moves to midfield.
And that's the first time that Southern California has deepened their defense. They did expect to pass. The linebackers were back out of the line of scrimmage, and only 5 men were on the line.
So with the ball at the 50, it's a 3rd down and 6.
Come on, defense! Come on, Keith!
UCLA, that was 2-7-1 last year, came into this game 8 victories, 2 losses. Whoops.
What a play by Hinton. Goodness sakes.
And then joined by a lot of big rascals.
He just knocked Johnson to the ground and then drove through him to make the tackle.
Loss of 4, 4th down and 10. Spanning the Los Angeles Coliseum, where we'll be in 2 weeks to bring you the Notre Dame Southern California telecast. Bruce Barnes to punt. Swan and Davis are deep. It's high. Fair catch signal.
And that was a fake fair catch signal,
Yeah.
Chris. He had no intention of catching it, but the men covering, when they see the fair catch, have a tendency to slow up.
7:36 to go. SC leading 24-7.
At Chevrolet, we keep building better ways to serve the USA. Here at the Bondurant School of High Performance Driving, where police and ambulance drivers train, Bob Bondurant tries out the 1973 Chevy pickup.
They tell me this is the best handling Chevy pickup ever. Let's find out. Motor smooth, flat, very good road feel. Great stability. Really feels good around the turns. The steering is quick and positive. I never thought a pickup could feel this good.
1973 Chevy trucks, full of basic improvements you can see and feel.
In Los Angeles, 7:36 remaining in the game. The 42nd meeting between UCLA on the right in the blue and gold, and the Trojans, Cardinal and gold, coming up to the or rather the 20, where they have a 1st and 10, and Mike Ray, the senior quarterback, number 6. Power I. Now Swan just goes opposite. And despite the blocking, Gene Settles of the UCLA defense did a fine job, allowing a little more than a yard.
The Southern California offense is beautiful to watch. They have a great variety of formations. They change the strong side by putting a man in motion. They move the ball almost at will against the Bruins tonight, as we have a player
Swan.
shaken up on the sidelines. It's number 22, Swan, the flanker back or wing back, a great blocker, a great receiver, and a great runner for the Trojans.
We'll get a report for you at our first opportunity. A boy that caught 3 passes for 61 yards. Here it's a 2nd and 9. Boulevard, number 7, takes Swan's place. Flags, whistles, everything happening.
We got a little delay of the game penalty, which is the 4th penalty tonight. A remarkably clean game from the standpoint of officials stepping in on any type of penalty.
You have 25 seconds in which to snap the ball after it's made ready for play in college football. And here's the signal. There's Swan up and moving. Signal is the folding of the arms. We hope Swan will be all right, because in 2 weeks, he has another game against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
He's all right now.
Mm-hmm. Notre Dame winning today over Miami in South Bend.
This team has got amazing speed as well as size.
2nd and 14. Davis. Legs. Jimmy Allen coming up quick.
UCLA's defense beginning to ignore the pass, assuming that Southern California will stay on the ground with the 17-point lead and 6 minutes and 25 seconds remaining.
And let's see, it's a 3rd down. The ball placed at the 15, so it'll be 3rd down and 15 for SC. A look at Pepper Rogers, the UCLA coach.
A little sad at the moment, but he'll try to pick up his spirits here.
Garrison Boulware to the near side of the field. Sam Cunningham of Santa Barbara, number 39, carrying on the play. And it'll be a punting situation for the Trojans. Both teams have really played hard. Beginning to show, too, because although the temperature is 60 degrees, probably just a little cooler, we have Boulware, number 7, on the left, going back to punt on 4th down and 13. Shera, number 15 for UCLA. 24-7, SC in the lead, 5:24 to go. Fine punt. Shera's forced back to his own 32. And then kick coverage, excellent by number 77, the 256-pound offensive right tackle. 51-yard punt. So we'll return in a minute with more Pacific 8 action.
They come from everywhere, from the four corners of the earth and from the United States. Regardless of place of birth or national origin, they join millions of cars throughout all 50 states at Texaco. Whatever car you drive, Texaco has the right gasolines for you. All our gasolines have an advanced package of protective and detergent additives that help you get the most out of your car's engine in power and performance. After all, your car deserves its chance in the world. Remember, for products you can trust your car to the man who wears the star, the big, bright Texaco star.
Following a long punt, UCLA with a 1st and 10 at the 32. Harmon. Completing one at about the 45 to Jack Lassner, his tight end. Coming into this game, UCLA had thrown 137 fewer passes, but Harmon had thrown 6 touchdown passes in the 8 victories and 2 losses. So here UCLA has a 1st and 10 at the 45, coming up to the 5-minute mark from the wishbone. Lyman, split end at the bottom of your screen. To show you what help makes a team good, Bud, on that punt by SC, the first 2 men down on kick coverage were the 260-pound tackles, Steve Riley and Pete Adams.
And I had mentioned that perhaps their punting wasn't too strong because they'd averaged only 27 yards on their first 3 punts, and then boom, Bullwell hits one for 51 yards.
2nd and 5 near midfield. Third down and 5. 4 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the ball game. Everybody knows about the excitement these 2 schools generate when they meet on the football field, but both schools have proven that they are of championship caliber in whatever sport they participate. UCLA won 4 NCAA team championships last year, and Southern California won 2. As a matter of fact, the Trojans have won more career NCAA team championships, 52, and more career individual championships, 194, than any other NCAA institution. 3rd and 5. McAllister. And there was a collision.
That's Mr. Hinton again.
198 pounds from East Orange, New Jersey, a senior defensive back.
That little quick counter had been very effective for early in the game, but Southern California is not taking the fake here in the 4th quarter.
So with the ball at the 48, it's going to be a 4th down. And next week, Bud, Thanksgiving, Oklahoma, Nebraska, 2 Eastern time, and at night on Thanksgiving at 9 Eastern time, Texas A&M, and then next Saturday, Michigan, Ohio State, right here on ABC.
And that was very courageous call. Of course, they're behind, but they went for it at 4th and 4 and made it very easily.
There's Gary Campbell from Enos, Texas, number 31, a senior, that picked up the 1st down to the 41.
And speaking of that Thanksgiving Day game, Chris, after last year's great game where Nebraska came back to defeat Oklahoma in the 4th quarter, the people in Oklahoma and the Oklahoma team have been waiting 1 year for this coming Thanksgiving Day.
And you see it all, 2 Eastern time here on ABC. Whistles blowing on a 1st and 10 play. As you look at 32, McAllister, 7, Harmon. 61, Kuhn. And here's the referee, Priestley.
I think he's saying timeout for me. I wasn't ready. And the PA announcer made a pretty good remark. He said it's the 4-minute warning. Long, long night for Mark Harmon.
So let's replay it. Harmon throwing long. Oh! Lassner had gotten behind the defender, number 14, Artemis Parker. Harmon now 2 of 7. Second down and 10. Southern California unbeaten in 14 games. And are they good?
We get to see them again 2 weeks from now against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Notre Dame's scores haven't been particularly impressive, but they've only been defeated once.
Mark Harmon up to the line. Complete to Brad Lyman, number 82. Ed Johnson covering defensively for the SC defense. Let's watch it again.
Lyman, the split end, simply running a little hesitation on the out pattern and wide open against Johnson. Lyman did not play in the first half as UCLA used 2 tight ends in an effort to confuse the Southern California defense by shifting them in and out. And there's that UCLA student again.
Student? First down at the 27. Kermit Johnson carrying for the UCLA Bruins. Charles Anthony making the tackle at approximately the 22, so it'll be a second down and 5. All right, going to the far side, 81. Blameyer, Gene Blameyer, sophomore. Now he comes back in tight, and Lassner becomes a split end. Interception by 83, Richard Wood. Don't forget, at the end of the game, we'll be announcing the Chevrolet Motor Division offensive and defensive players of the game, where Chevrolet presents a $1,000 scholarship to the schools of the winner.
Wood is number 83, who's had a tremendous night as a linebacker. He's filled on running plays, and now he's moved back into the line of fire to make the interception, and he runs like a halfback. Watch him. Look at him generate that speed. Down the sidelines, long stride.
He has a brother, Jake Woods, who played baseball with Detroit. All right, SC with the ball back on the interception from the 26, first down. Number 10, Haddon, throwing long. Oh, boy, can that fella fly. That is Edessel Garrison. And this is number 10, Pat Haddon, who has thrown 7 touchdown passes this year.
He was just one stride from an 8.
Do you know that thing was in the yard, or in the air, rather, 55 yards, Bud?
Mm-hmm. Garrison's a great athlete. He long jumps 26 feet 11 inches. Give you some idea of the spring in his legs.
So now it will be second down and 10. J.K. McKay, potential receiver. And the UCLA defense sensed the run. 68, Peak was in on the play. 27, Rod McNeil, who has replaced Davis.
We talked about Garrison's jumping ability. He also is a 45-second quarter miler.
A minute and 57 remaining in this game. 24-7. Favored SC and undefeated on their way to a Rose Bowl meeting between the team that wins in our telecast a week from today, Ohio State, Michigan. Hayden. Moore. Manfred Moore on a 3rd and 13. Cal Peterson on the tackle. And it looks like an SC first down.
And that gives you an idea of the depth of the Southern California squad. Moore looks to be just about the same kind of ball carrier as McNeil is, Davis is, Swan. Remarkable squad depth, great athletic ability, soundly coached.
Now the ball is at the 38 with a 1st and 10. Minute 29 to go. Los Angeles. So John McKay and the Trojans on their way to the 5th straight Rose Bowl, Bud. It's quite a feat.
Yes, it is.
Hayden, long. Look at this. Oh, Garrison. Boy, can he fly, number 19. Back there with him, 29 Ellis and 38 Bright.
He's come awfully close to 2 strikes. Garrison has been behind the defenders, and Hayden has tried to hit him, and he's overthrown him 1 stride on 2 successive plays.
Hayden coming into the game had thrown 66 times, completing 31 and 7 touchdowns. So now on a 2nd down and 10 from the 38, and with 1:10 left, J.K. McKay goes to the far side. Lynn Swan, 22 at the bottom of your screen. Here's Hayden. Screen pass. McNeil. Spotted defensive play on the far side of the field by Jimmy Bright, number 38.
The offense is supposed to have all of the weapons, the pass, the run, inside, out, short passes, long passes, and Southern California honestly can do it all. They've got range to throw deep. They can throw short quickly. They hit inside with a running attack, and they've got great speed to the outside.
Only a junior, Rod McNeil, number 27. 1st and 10 at the 42 of UCLA with 1 minute to go. 24-7, the Trojans lead. And more depth on the part of SC in the lineup. Number 21 is Carter, a fine tailback. Carter, a tailback from Bonita, California. He's a sophomore.
I'm looking forward to seeing this team play again, Chris, 2 weeks from now against Notre Dame.
And the Fighting Irish, after their victory over Miami, are probably watching the game in South Bend.
I don't know whether it'll make Era sleep well after watching them tonight or not.
Well, they'll work hard for the contest in 2 weeks. 2nd down and 5 now from the 37. Hayden had it. Now we're coming up, 12 seconds remaining. Settles is 51 for UCLA. And so the Trojans have won their 23rd game in the 42nd meeting between these crosstown rivals of the Pacific 8 Conference. With a 24-7, and yes, I guess you'd say they are number 1.
They looked at tonight, and that squad is happy, as you can see.
And the team getting the acclamation of the fans who have come out on the field as we'll return for more after this message.
You wear Levi's, so do I. But when I supported X, you voted for Y. You wear Levi's, so do I. But if I'm in Levi's jeans, you're in Levi's Panatella slacks. If I play guitar, it's to your opposite sax. Yeah, we're different. But aren't we different the same? Guess just being ourselves is the name of the game.
The Quasar Color TV system, based on a big idea in color TV. The works-in-a-drawer TV for ease of service. We think it's a better way to build color TV because the modules can be plugged in and out right up front. Get ease of service, plus the advances in our solid-state chassis design. Plus, one-button Instamatic tuning. And look at the color on this actual closed-circuit picture. By Motorola.
So there they go, the victors, the Trojans, Southern California, undefeated in 10 games with 1 game to play in 2 weeks against Notre Dame, which you'll see here on ABC. And Chevrolet, on each of our NCAA games, awards an Offensive and Defensive Players of the Game award, which constitutes a $1,000 scholarship to the schools that the 2 players represent. And now, for those awards, here's Bud Wilkinson with the announcement.
The offensive player of the game, the brilliant sophomore tailback for Southern California, number 28, Anthony Davis. And the defensive player of the game, another great sophomore for the University of Southern California, that linebacker, number 83, Richard Wood.
Davis with 180 yards tonight, Wood from Elizabeth brings to mind that on Thanksgiving afternoon at 2 Eastern Time, we'll see a young man from Newark, New Jersey, Rich Glover, playing defense for Nebraska against Oklahoma.
He's the middle guard going against Oklahoma's All-American center, Tom Brahaney. When we've seen Glover, he's dominated the game like no defensive player I can recall seeing. Brahaney's been looking forward to Thanksgiving Day for a year, as I mentioned earlier, and it's going to be quite a battle between those two men.
That digit means number 1. The Trojans of Southern California, who go to their 5th consecutive Rose Bowl as a result of a victory. As they go to the Rose Bowl this year, and if I said Stanford, I'm sorry, Southern California. And they all believe that they are number 1, as the scoreboard show will follow with Dave Dials and Merle Harmon. We'll return in a minute.
When you're out in a car, trust is everything. On the road near or far, trust is everything. You want to be able to always rely on the gasoline and motor oil and products you buy. If you depend on your car, be sure it's always up to par. Trust is everything, and at Mexico, we've got everything for your car. So you can trust your car to the man who wears the star for the kind of products that can take care of your car at every Mexico station. Clean across the nation for products you can trust. You can trust your car to the man who wears the star, the big bright Mexico star.
Once again, the final score, Southern California 24, UCLA 7. And for the Trojan, the 5th time in 7 years, they go to the Rose Bowl. The executive producer of NCAA football is Roone Arledge. Tonight's coverage of the USC-UCLA game was produced by Chuck Howard, directed by Andy Sedaris, technical director John Allen. Don't forget, coming up next, the Prudential College scoreboard. And tomorrow on ABC, be sure to be watching as College Football 1972 once again features highlights of today's top collegiate games. That's at 12 noon, 11 Central Time with Bill Fleming. And on Thanksgiving Day on ABC, watch an NCAA doubleheader. At 2 Eastern Time, you'll see Oklahoma clash with Nebraska. And then at 9 Eastern Time, watch Texas meet Texas A&M. That's Thanksgiving Day on ABC. Our thanks to our spotter, Bill Friel, and to our statistician, Terry O'Neill. This is Chris Schenkel, along with Bud Wilkinson, saying good night from Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in California. Air travel arranged through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines, the airlines for college football teams throughout the country. At United, your land is our land. 3, 2, NCAA football, USC, UCLA. Has been brought to you by Chevrolet, building a better way to see the USA. By the makers of Quasar Color TV System, featuring Instamatic tuning, solid-state plug-in modules, and works-in-a-drawer TV design. Quasar by Motorola. By Schick Incorporated, makers of the new Flexomatic shaver and other fine personal care products. And by United States Tobacco Company, makers of Mark IV, a noble cigar. Once again, the final score, SC 24, UCLA 7. This has been an ABC Sports presentation.
This is ABC.
Right.